Just as all HDMI cables are not the same, how about USB? Not all USB cables are the same as well. Because now what we've done, we've actually leveraged our speed badging that we've had in HDMI and brought it over to the computer side. Our new digital life category we're coming out with will now have USB cables that are speed rated. Now, why is that important? We're going to take a look at this and do some demos on this because there's some cables out there like this little generic Brand X cable. You'll see a USB 2.0 specification on there. Yeah, but what does that mean? I mean, will it actually pass that kind of information? Well, we're going to actually take this to the test. And we actually, Einstein's going to put this to the machines that we saw earlier. And you're going to see that there's a difference in the way this eye pattern is going to look a little bit because we got to go to 2.0 specs, so the eye is going to be a little bit larger. It's going to do a little bit different testing than we had before. So Einstein, what kind of megabits per second? We're now in megabits versus gigabits.
Right. So USB 2.0 is a little bit slower than our HDMI cables. So we're going at 480 megabits per second.
So we've started the test on this little generic brand that is, again, specified for 2.0. Let's see what happens. Oh,
that's bad.
Oh man. It looks pretty on the screen,
So
but that's not
Terry?
good. Well, in this case here, to my understanding,
Right.
you can maybe help me out, but it's not really 2.0 anymore. This thing's, because there's so much noise there, it actually is reduced down to 1.1, which how many megabits per second is that?
1.1 is between 1, as you can see on this chart, 1.3 megabits per second to a maximum of 12 megabits per second. So you're getting 40 times less bandwidth going through that cable, reverting from 2.0 back to 1.1.
So that's not good. So here's a customer now who thinks they have a 2.0 USB cable and they're just doing simple downloads and maybe think it's okay. Maybe it's fast enough, but in the meantime, it could be faster. So that's why we introduced our speed badges now on our Monster USB cables. And now we have one here, and this one is going to be advanced.
12 feet as opposed to the 10 feet cable we just tested. And it's rated at advanced high speed.
So that's the cool thing. It's actually longer than the one we had before. So Einstein's going to go ahead and hook this up. But again, for right now, we're just going to see how we perform at that 2.0 spec that the other one actually really failed at. It didn't really do a good job at all. So let's see how this 2 extra feet is going to perform for this category.
Also, while we're doing this test, our conductors, power conductors for our USB cables are significantly larger than the 2.0 spec, meaning in our test you have up to 20% more efficient charging on your mobile devices. So that means less charging time for charging such things as a BlackBerry, cell phone, or any other mobile devices that need a USB connector.
That's great. Well, let's take a look at this Monster Advanced USB cable. Take a look at it. Beautiful eye. Passed the test, flying colors. So in this case here, you're going to be limited to what that other product would be. If it's a 2.0 USB as well, the key thing is I'm getting the right amount of downloads that I can get. But Einstein, can we even go higher than this?
I believe so, Terry. Let's take this 12-foot USB cable to advanced high-speed USB, which is 1200 megabits per second, or 1.2 gigabits per second.
Right. Now
way
we're
above the 2.0 standard.
Exactly. Now we're talking about even higher bandwidth that we need to try to pass through this cable. And you think about it, those things are like, you know, digital SLRs and camcorders and things like that, where I need to maybe pass a lot of major information. You know, you think about the megapixels on cameras today, 10, 12, it goes on and on. So should you wait around all day and wait for those pictures to download? No. How about get an advanced Monster USB cable to pass that? So in this case, even at advanced high speed at 1.2 gigabits, we're now into gigabits per second of bandwidth, Monster still passes the test on this USB cable from Digital Life, our new category for Monster. Anything else, Einstein?
Nope. Advanced high-speed USB technology, that's where it's at.
Exactly. So the whole point of this is that we need to make sure that on the sales floor that we're not only talking about the speed badging on the AV side of the store, but now on the computer side of the store too, we now can leverage that same branding of speed badges even on USB cables.